Good morning, Ian Crouch with your 8:30 Hunter News update. The Prime Minister is condemning the rail union over a strike which has brought the train network across the state, including the Hunter, to a standstill. Negotiations between Sydney Trains, New South Wales Train Link and the Rail, Tram and Bus Union have broken down. Drivers and guards are refusing to turn up for their rostered shifts. Scott Morrison says it's frustrating and disrespectful.
There are people who this morning who are going to have an overpriced Uber, or they're going to be not able to get to work. This thing was sprung up them at 2 a.m. in the morning. This is just not how you behave, and this is not how you treat your fellow citizens.
Meanwhile, there's a blame game between rail bosses and the union. Sydney Trains is blaming the snap strike on the union, saying their demands made it impossible to operate trains safely. Union Secretary Alex Classens says it's a new low from Sydney Trains and they're not going to cop it, as he calls on the Transport Minister to intervene.
We need the Transport Minister to get back involved in this and help us resolve it. We're back in the Commission again at 9 a.m. Now, keep in mind, of course, the Commissioner was quite happy last night to accept the fact that the union was standing by the written agreement that we all agreed to on Saturday night.
To add to commuter woes this morning, a multi-vehicle crash involving a truck is causing headaches at Hexham. The crash has closed one city-bound lane on the New England Highway just before the Hexham Bridge, and traffic is back beyond Beresfield. The future of the fast jet training program at Williamtown RAF Base is assured, with a new defence contract awarded today. BAE Systems has been awarded the $1.5 billion contract to enhance and expand the Hawk lead-in fighter training system for another 10 years. Liberal candidate for Patterson Brook Vitnell says we'll see 350 direct and 900 support jobs created.
So there is a contract with BAE Systems already in place. The government has announced that it will continue that contract for the performance of the fast jet combo training aircraft until 2032. And I believe that there will be an expansion as well with the continuation of that contract.
The opposition is pushing the federal government to take serious action on addressing the skills crisis in the Hunter. In the Patterson electorate alone, Labor says there's been a 44% drop in the number of people finishing traineeships or apprenticeships under the coalition government compared to the last Labor government. Patterson MP Meryl Swanson says there's no chance of fixing the issue without serious investment.
It is just really bad. Businesses are crying out for skilled and qualified workers, and there's so many young people in our region that have missed out. Under a Labor government, we are going to help people get skills, get apprenticeships and traineeships with our Made in Australia plan.
Two of the Hunter's independent cinemas have received a helping hand in a new round of federal grants. Scotty Cinema in Raymond Terrace scored $60,000 and Head and Greeter Drive-In another $35,000 as part of the $20 million Screen Fund. The Commonwealth funding stream is aimed at keeping cinemas alive beyond the pandemic. Traffic delays are expected this week, with maintenance taking place at the intersection of Sandgate Road and Mawson Street at Shortland. Work's expected to take place during the night between 7 p.m. and 5 a.m. and will finish up after 2 weeks, provided weather conditions remain stable. Ash McIntyre from Transport for New South Wales says there are a number of precautions to ensure the safety of motorists.
Lane closures and a reduced speed limit of 40 kilometres an hour will be in place during the work for the safety of workers and motorists. This may affect travel times.
2NURFM Sport.
The depth of the Jets will be tested when they take on both the Wanderers and Macarthur this week. Nursing a number of injuries, changes will have to be made to stay competitive. Coach Arthur Pappas says it's unfortunate but necessary.
We're a team that, we have a squad, but, the more changes we make, it's not so simple, not so straightforward. But we'll still give opportunities to guys who train well in the lead up to the next game, and we'll go again.
The Hunter Hurricanes men suffered 2 close losses in their clashes with Queensland in the Australian Water Polo League. They went down 10-9 on Saturday and again 12-7 yesterday. The women's side suffered 19-1 and 21-4 losses in their matches. And Merewether are in a commanding spot in their Newcastle cricket clash with Cardiff Boolaroo. They're sitting at 1 for 59 at the end of day one, chasing 153. Meanwhile, Stockton bowled out Wests for just 83 and sit 4 for 110 in reply. That's sport. I'm Harrison Clinch.
And the winning numbers in Weekend Lotto are 1, 5, 18, 20, 23 and 34, and the supplementaries are 9 and 35. And now you're up to date with the latest 2NURFM Hunter News.